Sorry, folks. Of course, I don't think anybody's on yet, so that gives me a little bit of time. Okay. Let's see how this is working. Is it showing up in the stream yet? Stream health is getting started. Okay, very good. Excellent. You know what? That light back there is really going to cause some problems eventually. But right now, it's not bad. Hey, this is Tom. We're just doing some testing today. So if there is anybody around, if you put in the chat, I'd really appreciate it. I am testing out a new microphone on the system. Hopefully this wireless microphone is going to work a little bit better for us. So if anyone's around, by all means, please chime in, let me know. Doesn't look like there's anybody watching just yet, but that's okay too. Not too worried about that. All right. Because all of this is getting recorded, and we'll check it out a little bit later as well. Oh, one person watching already. Hey, I don't know who that is, but welcome. Yeah. Seems to be doing okay. I don't know how the audio is sounding for you guys, though, so if you get a chance to type something in the chat window, I'd really appreciate that. Okay. We're getting a little bit of feedback here. It's been a while since I've done a live stream with anybody. And I do apologize. I've been really under the weather for quite a while. Actually, I found out the other day that I have pneumonia, and that is that's been slowing me down. But you know, it's getting better. And then the whole family ended up with the flu, other than me. So, yeah, it's been an interesting week, I tell you. It's good times. But anyways, I just want to talk a little bit about what's going on here in the shop. I do the microphone test, see how things are going. And then from there, we'll, I don't know how long I'll be able to stay on. If you excuse me for a second, I'm actually going to walk over, grab my coffee here. I definitely need something warm to drink. Okay, so what's been going on? Well, the first thing is that with being sick, it means that projects have been piling up a little bit. I have several in the works right now. A couple of them are basic ones that I'm hoping to get knocked out today if I can. And then a few more are longer term projects. So let's talk about the basic ones first. So, if anybody ever wondered what cold welds look like, that's what they look like, right? So basically, the weld metal stuck to the filler metal stuck to the metal, but it didn't actually fuse everything together well, right? It was kind of on the surface. And so I've been asked to repair that chair base. So that's a pretty straightforward one. Grind off all the old weld material, clean it up, and then just get everything lined up and lay some beads down on that. So that shouldn't take too terribly long. Another project similar to that came in is I've got some signs that need to go out, some yard art orders that came in. Those recently came in, so those are pretty straightforward. It's just a matter of getting the metal up on the plasma cutter, get that cut, and then my normal finishing process for that. So that's coming up. I've been working on the CNC mini mill lately. If you've been watching any of the other videos, you'll see that I did some testing with that, and that seems to be making good progress. I need to do another test to make sure that the adjustments that I made from the last test worked properly. And then I've got a furniture project that I'm working on, and that's going to be an ongoing series. I did start that video series already, That one's up. There should be if you go to my channel, you should see the link for that if you haven't already seen it. And so that one, I actually, I want to say it was last weekend, I managed to sit down and all I did was just get material cut. Right? So I had all the material for the frames and I basically just cut and cut and cut and got it ready to go. So that when it's time, I can do my cleanup and prep work and get it all welded up. So I had actually intended to get all of those things done this weekend. Oh yeah, there's some more. There's some end caps that need to get cut. There's a round piece of round bar that needs to get, or I guess it's. Let me think about this for a second. It's in the house. I'd have to go look at it, but actually, what it is a piece of plate that needs to be cut into a round, like a cylinder, right? And then 3 precision holes put into it. So, nothing terribly complicated. So my plan was to tee everything up, get the table cutting today, just let that run. And then the weather turned really bad, and which brings me to my last longer-term project, which is my water table and air filtration system for the plasma cam. Typically what I do when I run the plasma cam is I use the water table to catch sparks and any of that molten metal that blows out. Right? It's not really meant to try and keep everything clean or keep the air clean, but it does, one of the nice things is it does help a little bit. My water table currently is a little too small and it's a little too far away from the top of the grates. So I'm working on a replacement water table, and I cut part of the frame pieces when I was cutting all the other stuff the other day. Most of that's going to be angle iron and then some flat sheet to round that out. A lot of welding on that one, not a lot of design work really. Right? I'll weld in a bung there for the for a drain as well. I don't have one currently, so I'll add a drain. I may add a filler tube as well, so that I can just go that way. I don't know if I can just do a reverse on the motor, or on like a pump, and basically use one hole and be able to reverse it and blow it out and clear it out, and then use its drain back out. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far on my thought process. Right now, the thought was you can always just use a hose and just basically have a spigot on it that lets things drain out. Right? So that's the plan with that right now. But I want to get it. It will completely cover the table, the bottom of the table. It will also eliminate a lot of the air gaps. So what this does now is it means that from an air filtration system, I don't need to move as much air. By adding some caps on the outside of the grates, so basically a little shielding around the outside of the grates, what it really creates is a duct, like a channel that goes all the way around. And so effectively, I have to move a ton less air. The air filtration system that I had on this before, basically it was a downdraft system for the entire table. So imagine this 5 foot by 5 foot table, and it's 30 inches tall, right? All that air underneath needed to move, right? Well, with this new setup, I'm really just looking at a small channel of air across the whole thing. So, should make a huge difference with that. So, not having to move as much air means it's not as loud, it's not as big. I should be able to actually mount everything right underneath the table, or to the side of the table, maybe the back. I haven't figured out an exact location yet. That's why this is a longer term project. But yeah, so by doing all these things, it should, in theory, allow me to have a much cleaner shop and be able to run without having the doors open. It's winter time, I do have my heater going. Typically when I'm running the plasma cutter, I actually have the doors wide open because, frankly, it just makes a lot of smoke. Unless I'm cutting aluminum or cold rolled steel or just in general, there's oils on this stuff. it's a dirty process, plain and simple, right? So I'm trying to clean that up and trying to make it more, excuse me, I'm trying to make it a bit more realistic to have the plasma cutter in an enclosed environment. So that'll be coming as well. Like I said, some of the parts are already cut. I'll work on that in time. So yeah, what else? Working on some storage. Trying to get a better way to, yeah, I'm not gonna move the camera around today, but anyways, all my storage, all my raw materials are behind me against that wall, right? So the flat sheet is up against the wall, and on the ground are the any type of long materials, so my round stock, my square tubing, rectangular tubing, stuff like that. It means walking over there is actually kind of hazardous, right? I was looking at a video the other day. It was Kelvin from 1 to CNC, and he used these ceiling mount racks, and I thought, you know, that is great for lighter stuff, but the design wasn't going to work real well for me. But I still like the idea of the ceiling mount, and I think the way to do it is his were more like J-hook kind of thing, and actually it was a double, right? So on either side, and it could hold, I don't know what he said, 100 pounds maybe, 65 pounds. I forget exactly what it was, but I just remember when I was watching his video, it wasn't that much compared to what I would need to put up there. I think what I could do is just put U-hooks in there, or not U, but make like U-shaped patterns bolted up to the ceiling, and be able to just slide the stuff past and then back in to lock it in place. Something along those lines. I don't know yet. The problem with any style like that is that effectively it means your lengths. You either have to have a way to get into it from the sides and have a lot of these hooks so that the length doesn't matter, or you have to have a bottom in there somehow. Like so there's a lot of factors in there. I've got to figure that out. I'm short on space. The way I'd like to do it is actually just have it against, have posts up against a wall, right? And then you just push the stuff up to it, and it rolls itself towards the back. And that'd be the way I'd prefer to have the storage for that kind of material. But frankly, I think this may become less and less of an issue over time. There's a new metal supplier in town here in Raleigh, and not that there's anything wrong with the old one, but it's always nice to have more than one. And the new supplier is actually very responsive, competitive on pricing, and frankly, they've been treating me pretty well. What I like about it is, I'm a small shop. I'm not a big fabrication shop. I'm not moving thousands of dollars worth of steel or aluminum, whatever, every day or every week. And so what I like about this is they actually will cut to size. There's no cutting charges. Well, there are, but it's basically just built into the price. I don't have to buy full lengths. So basically, if I go in with a cut list, I can get exactly what I need for my projects, rather than needing to buy a bunch of stuff and then having a bunch left over because I needed 3 feet of a piece of square tubing and I had to buy a 20-foot length. Right? So maybe in time I'm not going to have quite as much of the materials. I'm get more into a just-in-time manufacturing process. How's that? We'll get into a little of that kind of stuff. Yeah, so that's what's been going on. I don't know if anybody is. I can see there's a couple of people that have come and gone, but I don't know how my audio sounds. If you guys wouldn't mind putting something in the chat, that would be great. When I'm not really seeing anything right now. Although, gosh, the video preview window looks really bad. That's interesting. I definitely would like to know how things are looking on your end. because this is supposed to be an HD. Oh, Bernard, thank you. Audio's fine? It sounds good? Okay. Do you mind? I'm going to walk around a little bit, and we'll see how the wireless mic does. I mean, it's got a really good range. What was happening before is I was getting a lot of echo in the past, so it'd be nice. I'm just going to walk around a little bit, and we'll see how this works. Again, so I'm probably not really on the video at this point. Oh, just barely. Okay, good. So, got to work on a couple more of the camera things coming up, and those are also projects that are happening, but in time, you'll see more of that. But okay, so we can get to the plasma cam. I think what I'm going to end up doing is hooking up a multi-camera rig in here, but okay. How's the video look? My preview, so I've got two preview windows, right? So I've got the preview from the software that I use to stream, and then there's the preview that comes in through YouTube's dashboard. And YouTube's dashboard looks bad, like I'm sending 320 by 240. But there should be basically 1080p coming out of here. And based on my frame rates and my bandwidth, it should be at least an HD. I mean, I'm looking at almost 4 megabit. So yeah, that's a full HD signal coming out of here. So I wonder what's going on with that. I don't know. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to wrap up. Like I was saying earlier, I'm still getting over a case of walking pneumonia. Video's good also. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I can't keep talking. Plus, I got to check on the family. All the bout of the influenza that's running through my wife and kids. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching today. This was really a test for the audio, but it turned into a shop update as well. So, I do appreciate it, and maybe if this starts to, if I'm getting better audio and I'm starting to nail this down, I might start doing this as a regular kind of session. So, don't know if that's something that interests you guys. If it is, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. This will be a recording, so you can give me a thumbs up. You can give me comments as well. So any of these sessions we do live also record, and so if you're watching this as a recording, I really appreciate it. And thank you again. I appreciate it, and Bernard especially. Thank you very much for your feedback and letting me know how things were looking during the live stream, because it was something that I might have been able to, if there was a problem, I could have tweaked it along the way. But I'm glad it worked out well. Thank you guys. Appreciate you watching. I'll see you again soon.